So is generating money in your business one of your biggest struggles? Do you feel like you work and work and work and work and hustle and hustle and hustle and hustle, yet you still can't pay your bills? So guess what? I have been there. So I really understand how you feel and how frustrating it is. But the reality is this may actually have nothing to do with your skills as a health coach. This may have a lot more to do with your mindset. So stay tuned because I'm gonna help you discover if you have a scarcity mentality and what you can do about it in order to start attracting money into your business. So I'm so glad you tuned in, and if you are a health coach and you wanna get more business and marketing strategies for your wellness business, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. So a quote from one of my very favorite books from Louise Hay is, "Your beliefs form your reality, and your reality confirms your beliefs." So once upon a time, I had a scarcity mindset when it came to dating. So I was living in a small town and I was single for probably about 7 to 8 years, which felt like a long time. And my belief around dating was, there's no men in this town. And I kept telling myself that over and over, and I ended up being single for 7 to 8 years. So when I read that book by Louise Hay, and I believe it's called You Can Heal Your Life, so definitely a good read, it really made me aware of my beliefs around dating, and I started to wonder if the reason why I was lonely and single had to do more with my mindset and less to do with the availability of good men. So I started to switch my mindset from there are no good men in this town to there are an abundance of men in this town. There are hundreds of amazing men in this town, and I will meet one when I am ready to meet one. So less than a month later, I met a man and actually had my very first healthy relationship in my life. So that man didn't end up being my long-term partner, but it did help me realize the power of a scarcity mentality and the belief that there is never enough. Never enough men, never enough money, never enough clients, right? This is a scarcity mentality. So since those very lonely single days, I've actually applied that belief system or that movement from a scarcity mentality to an abundance mindset to business, and this has allowed me to create a multiple six-figure business. So in this video, I'm gonna give you 4 ways that you can shift from a scarcity mentality to one of abundance. Okay, so let's start with what is a scarcity mentality or a scarcity mindset. So in the simplest terms, it is the belief that there is never enough. Whether it's money, food, emotions, or something else, it is this belief from our core that there will never be enough to go around. So as a result of that mentality, your actions actually stem from a place of lacking rather than abundance. So you might complain about never having enough money or never having enough clients. Maybe you never have enough energy, or you feel like there are never enough resources to accomplish your goals. So with a scarcity mindset, you are always going to be focusing on never having enough. So you may feel like you never have enough money to pay your bills, or that you never have access to enough clients. You may have fear around spending your money, or you might just blow your money as soon as it hits your bank account, right? So likely there is something that has actually happened in your life that has led you to develop this mentality or this belief system. So maybe your parents always struggled with money growing up, or maybe there was never enough food on the table. So you have likely picked up this mentality from someone else. There's a good chance that you downloaded this into your system before you were even old enough to be aware that it was happening. So regardless of where it came from, if it's there, it's a problem. So this action is going to dictate your actions in business, and it's always going to confirm what you believe to be true, which is that there is never enough. Okay, so let's take a quick reality check when it comes to what is actually available. So Google told me that there are $90.4 trillion on this planet. Google also told me that over 95% of people on this planet have health problems, with more than a third of these people having more than 5 health problems. So just saying, when you say there is not enough, that's actually bullshit, because there is a shitload of money on this planet and there are a shitload of sick people. So how do you actually shift from this scarcity mentality or the belief that there is never enough to an abundance mentality, the belief that there is always enough for everyone, including you. So number one, you need to change your internal dialogue. So you want to be very conscious of the thoughts in your head and the language that you use when you talk. So if you find yourself saying, I just can't make money from health coaching, that's a scarcity mentality. Or maybe there aren't enough people who will be able to afford the cost of my services. Again, scarcity mentality. So this type of language is actually a pretty big deal, and it's going to have a massive effect on your business success and your ability to attract clients and money. So you need to switch your language and ground these things. So the first step always starts with being conscious and aware. We can't make change, we can't make progress if we are totally unaware that there is a problem to begin with. So tapping or emotional freedom technique is actually a really great place to start if you want to shift your mindset. So must read for health coaches who are struggling with their abundance mindset is Tapping into Wealth by Margaret Lynch. We will link to that below this video. It's very powerful, and it'll actually help you work through your scarcity mentality and shift into that abundance mindset. Number two is to focus on what you have and to give gratitude. So the honest truth is for the majority of us, we have a lot to be grateful for. Even if our lives aren't exactly where we want them to be, even if we're struggling in business or we're struggling in some of our relationships, we still have so much to be grateful for. And the studies have been pretty clear on this. People who have a regular gratitude practice will exhibit better emotional and mental well-being. So be very intentional in giving gratitude in your business, because even if you don't have consistent clients, even if you don't have a huge social media following, you are still helping people and you are still impacting people. So make a conscious effort to write down the things about your business that make you grateful each and every day. So personally, I like to journal in the morning by the fire, and sometimes I will write down things I'm grateful for in my business, and sometimes I will just write down things I'm grateful for in general, like my partner, my house, my cute little kitty over here, and all my friends and all the other things that I am so lucky to have. I also have what I call a professional gratitude list. So this is where I write down things I'm really grateful for in my business. Like for example, my Instagram followers or my team. I have 2 amazing virtual assistants. Or I'm really grateful for that I get to work from home and I get to make money inspiring people to build their business, right? I'm very lucky for that. And even though we all get down in business sometimes, I can always cycle back to that list and remember that I actually have a lot to be grateful for. So if you hear yourself saying something like, oh, well, I only have 100 Instagram followers, shift that to, wow, I have 100 Instagram followers. That is 100 people that I can help and build a relationship with. And I'm curious, do you have a gratitude practice? And if you do, you can let me know by just clicking the like button on this video. All right, my third tip, number 3, is to stop hanging out with people who have a scarcity mentality, okay? Your environment dictates everything. And if you are hanging out with people who are negative and who have that scarcity mindset, then that is going to suck you in with them. So you need to remove yourself from that energy and start surrounding yourself with people who have that abundance mentality and who think more positively. So this is why it's so important for solopreneurs or health coaches who work by themselves in their offices to have a boss community, because a lot of our friends and family, they don't really understand what we're doing, and they're probably scared for us because they think we're gonna lose it all or be unsuccessful, right? So it's really important to align yourself with a group of people who understands what you're doing and who has similar goals. Number 4 is to set realistic mini goals. So when you set your goals too high or too big, it's really easy to fail, which then will confirm your scarcity mentality. So it's really important to set attainable, small goals on a weekly or even a daily basis. So every time you accomplish even these small mini goals, you should celebrate. And subconsciously, this is actually going to tell your mind that you have choice, possibility, and abundance. So the journal that I love to use is called the Best Self Journal. I will link to this below this video. I'm not an affiliate for this journal, but I love their journal because it allows you to set 13-week goals, but then it allows you to write down all the tasks and mini goals that you need to accomplish in order to achieve that bigger goal. So it's really great because it also asks you at the end of each day what you're grateful for, and every morning what you're grateful for that morning. And it also gives you space to reflect on the week, on the day, and ask yourself, like, what was a win? What went well? What did I accomplish? And I think as business owners, where, you know, we're trying to do something that's kind of fucking hard, we want to actually celebrate our small goals or small wins as often as possible. Okay, so let's summarize the 4 ways to shift from scarcity to abundance. Number 1, change your internal dialogue. Number 2, focus on what you have and always give gratitude. Number 3, stop hanging out with negative assholes who have a scarcity mentality. And number 4, make sure to set realistic mini goals and celebrate as often as possible. And if you want a really awesome journal, we will link below to that best self journal. And guys, if you like this video and you feel super fucking fired up to build your health coaching business, make sure to grab my insider's guide where I give you my 10 best tips for new and budding healthpreneurs. And if you like this video, make sure to let me know by liking it, sharing it, and subscribing to my channel. And if you found this video helpful, you can let me know by commenting "there is plenty" in the comments below. All right, thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, and I cannot wait for you to attract so much abundance into your life.